Welcome back to another edition of Research Fantasy Presents our MLB DFS hitter picks for Saturday, April 15th, 2017. I'm your host, Nick Valinchek, better known as Nick from CWE on your favorite daily fantasy sites, and I'm here to talk about my three favorite hitters for tournament action this evening. Short slate of games, not the most appealing slate of games either. So I think we are in a situation here where, it's a decent night to run tournaments. It's an even better night to just find something better to do as Sunday brings us a much more favorable slate. I assume there's going to be a lot of chalk here, which is why I think I'm intrigued to stay away. But nonetheless, let's talk my top three options today. I'm going to break the mold just because there's so few games, and two of the players I really want to mention are on the same team. I don't necessarily want to do that to you guys. I will mention that the guy I was going to mention that I'm not going to mention is Andrelton Simmons. Nate Karn showed some pretty strong reverse splits last year. Simmons is a guy who pretty regularly goes under the DFS radar, but has been pretty productive thus far throughout the season, priced really low on a night that I think you can probably use it. Let's start things out with Robinson Cano of the Seattle Mariners, 3,400 on FanDuel. Beginning of the year was pretty poor for Robbie. Just couldn't get things going. He did have a hit in 5 out of his first 6 games. He's actually only gone 2 games this year without registering a hit. Still, he's had plenty of opportunity. Most of it has been wasted. Aside from one big game against LA, just hasn't really had much going on for him. With Cano that one thing that does exist is that's not going to be the norm. He's a great hitter. As much as I said I like Andrew Cashner, one area he definitely struggled with in 2016 was left-handed bats. Cano, Seager, those are the guys you're really looking at here that could cause some damage against Andrew Cashner if they are able to mount some offense. I think I like Cano at this price in all formats tonight. Next up, pretty hard to not pay attention to Jake Lamb at this point, 3,700 on FanDuel. The dude has been raking. No matchup has been too tough for him. The Diamondbacks cease their series with the San Francisco Giants, move on to another West Coast team in the Los Angeles Dodgers, get Kenta Maeda, who just hasn't looked right to start the 2017 campaign. As a result, I want some exposure to Lamb, priced at 3,700, and I know he's not the most expensive on DraftKings either. I know that Seager ends up being the most expensive on that platform. He's a guy I want to look at tonight. I think he can do some damage. Because it's a pitcher's park, maybe ownership takes a little bit of a hit, but when you're really looking at the schedule today, there's nothing that pops out about being a hitter's park, so that could offset any loss of ownership I think he might have gotten. Finally, top hitter of the night, and I really do try not to just pick the top priced option, but it's hard to ignore Mike Trout when he's going up against a guy who is really not giving up. He was giving up a ton of bad stats to right-handed hitting last year. Trout's not a guy you mess with. Trout is one of the best baseball players, if not the best baseball player in the game. He's priced accordingly, but he's not a guy who's going to give you too many donuts. Lowest output this year has been 3 points. He's been in single digits 4 times. Otherwise, his next lowest has been 12.5. He's a solid way to start building your lineups today if you can manage to figure out how to get him in. So Mike Trout definitely leads the pack tonight, and if I was playing, I would strongly consider a full exposure to him on this slate. That'll wrap it up for our favorite MLB DFS hitters. Once again, that was the unlisted Andrelton Simmons, Robinson Cano, Jake Lamb, Mike Trout. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Head over to researchfantasy.com, sign up for our MLB mailing list, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Research and Win, and join us again tomorrow.